Yeah, what are your thoughts on Joseph Smith?
I mean, he reminds me in many ways of what I read to some degree with the Apostle Paul, and also reminds me of Muhammad from Islam. There's a lot of overlap in the way that they all have divine revelations. They're claiming to have direct communication with God. God is speaking to them. They are trying to get control of their cults, their particular groups. And the difference is Joseph Smith has more in common with Muhammad when it comes to sex and wives, whereas Paul is an ascetic, but you have to know the philosophy of the time to kind of get why Paul's abstaining or fighting, or better yet, resisting sex, which in early Christianity, there was a growing trend of philosophy toward resisting the flesh and the natural world's desires and passions of humanity. And this goes back to Plato, a really influential philosophical school of thought that Paul's a Middle Platonist in, and that is the passions are human. Gods do not have passions. So when the Greeks would read their ancient myths where Zeus would have sex, they would reinterpret this because gods they know cannot do those things because their philosophy, gods are perfect. They cannot lie. They could not have passions like humans do. And this goes back even before Plato. Like you start getting these ideas with Heraclitus, Xenophanes, an ancient Greek philosopher. The only reason I think Paul's not having many wives in this cult is he's apocalyptic, so he thinks the end is going to happen in his lifetime, and there's a growing ascetic trend to be very good and to be the most righteous is to avoid the passions of the flesh. And he argues that, what I want to do, I don't do. What I do, I don't want to do. Like he's struggling as this philosopher in Romans 7 of trying not to give in. Whereas Muhammad, by the 7th century, they are not at all concerned about that. In fact, it is a go for it, buddy. Have wives, have children kind of influence. And the same goes for Joseph Smith in, 1820s to 30s. He's literally having many wives, many children, a growing cult, and he's quoting Abraham. Like this guy's literally quoting Old Testament passages to uh, validate his polytheism. So there's a lot of cool stuff to learn about it.